You might think being a chosen one is all about having superpowers and saving the world. But let me tell you, it's not as great as it sounds. There are hidden dangers lurking around every corner, waiting to take down these special individuals. And today, we're going to expose the top 5 types of people who are secretly destroying chosen ones. If you're a chosen one yourself, or you know someone who might be, you can't afford to skip this video. Your life, or the life of someone you care about, could depend on it. Think about it. In movies and books, chosen ones always seem to have it easy. They discover their powers, beat the bad guys, and save the day. But real life isn't like that. Real chosen ones face challenges that most people can't even imagine. And the scariest part? The biggest threats often come from people they trust. Now, you might be wondering, why should I care about this? I'm not a chosen one. Well, here's the thing. Chosen ones are all around us. They're the people who have the power to change the world for the better. They're the ones who can inspire others, lead movements, and make a real difference. But if these secret destroyers have their way, the world might lose out on the amazing things chosen ones can do. So, whether you're a chosen one yourself, know someone who might be, or just want to protect the special people in this world, you need to know about these hidden dangers. Because knowledge is power, and in this case, it could be the difference between a chosen one fulfilling their destiny or falling victim to these secret destroyers. Now, before we dive into the dangers, let's talk about what it really means to be a chosen one. You see, chosen ones aren't just characters in fantasy stories. They're real people walking among us every day. But what sets them apart? First off, chosen ones have a deep sense of purpose. They feel like they're meant to do something important, even if they can't quite put their finger on what it is. It's like there's a voice inside them, constantly pushing them to make a difference in the world. This feeling can be both exciting and scary. Imagine knowing you're meant for greatness, but not knowing exactly how to achieve it. That's what chosen ones deal with every day. Chosen ones also tend to have special gifts or talents. Now, I'm not talking about shooting lasers from their eyes or flying, though how cool would that be? These gifts are usually more subtle. Maybe they have an incredible ability to understand and help others. Or they might be amazing problem solvers, always finding solutions where others see dead ends. Some chosen ones are natural leaders, inspiring people to work together for a common goal. Whatever their gift is, it's something that sets them apart and has the potential to change lives. Another key trait of chosen ones is their strong sense of empathy. They feel deeply connected to the world around them and often take on the emotions of others. This can be a powerful force for good, allowing them to understand and help people in ways others can't. But it can also be overwhelming, especially when they're faced with all the pain and suffering in the world. Chosen ones also tend to face more challenges than the average person. It's like the universe is constantly testing them, throwing obstacles in their path to see how they'll respond. These challenges can be tough, but they also help chosen ones grow stronger and develop their unique abilities. Here's something else that's important to understand about chosen ones. They're not perfect. In fact, many of them struggle with self-doubt and fear. They might question whether they're really special or if they're just imagining things. This self-doubt is one of the things that makes them vulnerable to the secret destroyers we'll be talking about later. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds a lot like me. Am I a chosen one? Well, the truth is, many people have the potential to be chosen ones. It's not about being born special or having some kind of magical powers. It's about recognizing the unique gifts you have and choosing to use them to make the world a better place. In a way, we all have the opportunity to be chosen ones. It's just that some people feel that call more strongly than others. But here's the thing. Being a chosen one isn't always easy. With great power comes great responsibility, as they say. And that responsibility can be a heavy burden to bear. Chosen ones often feel pulled in different directions, torn between their desire to live a normal life and their calling to do something extraordinary. That's why it's so important to protect and support chosen ones. They have the potential to do amazing things, to inspire change and make the world a better place. But they can't do it alone. They need people who understand them, who can help them navigate the challenges they face and fulfill their true potential. And that brings us to why we need to talk about the people who are secretly destroying chosen ones. Because for every person who wants to help and support these special individuals, there are others who, knowingly or unknowingly, are holding them back or even pushing them off their path. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter. Why are chosen ones in danger? And who are these people who are secretly destroying them? The truth might surprise you, and that's why it's so important that you don't skip any part of this video. First off, let's be clear. The danger chosen ones face isn't always obvious. We're not talking about cartoon villains twirling their mustaches and plotting world domination. No, the real threat is much more subtle and, in many ways, much more dangerous. The people who pose the biggest risk to chosen ones are often the ones closest to them. Friends, family members, mentors, even romantic partners. These are people who chosen ones trust, people they turn to for support and guidance. And that's what makes them so dangerous. Because when someone you trust is actually holding you back or pushing you in the wrong direction, it can be really hard to see what's happening. Now, you might be wondering, why would anyone want to destroy a chosen one? Don't they want the world to be a better place? Well, the tricky thing is, most of these people don't realize they're causing harm. They might think they're being helpful or protective. Some of them might even have good intentions. But the road to destruction is often paved with good intentions, as they say. Here's the thing. Being around a chosen one can be challenging. Their sense of purpose, their special gifts, their desire to make a difference. All of these things can make other people feel uncomfortable or even threatened. Some people might feel jealous of the chosen one's abilities or potential. Others might feel afraid of the changes a chosen one might bring about. And some people simply don't understand what it means to be a chosen one, so they try to force them to fit into a normal mold. But why is this such a big deal? Why can't chosen ones just ignore these negative influences and do their own thing? Well, it's not that simple. Remember how we talked about chosen ones often struggling with self-doubt? That's where these secret destroyers can do the most damage. They can feed into those doubts, making chosen ones question their abilities, their purpose, even their worth as a person. Imagine feeling like you're meant to do something important, something that could change the world. But everywhere you turn, people are telling you to be realistic, to stop dreaming, to settle down and get a normal job. Over time, those voices can start to drown out the inner voice that's guiding you towards your true path. And that's how chosen ones get destroyed. Not with a bang, but with a slow, steady erosion of their confidence and sense of purpose. But it gets even trickier. Some of these secret destroyers actually convince chosen ones that they're helping them. They might say things like, "I'm just looking out for you," or "I'm trying to protect you from disappointment." And because chosen ones often have such big hearts and want to believe the best of people, they might not see the harm that's being done until it's too late. That's why it's so crucial to be able to identify these secret destroyers. Because once you know what to look for, you can start to protect yourself or the chosen ones in your life. You can learn to recognize the signs of someone who's holding a chosen one back, even if they're doing it unintentionally. In the next part of this video, we're going to break down the 5 types of people who are secretly destroying chosen ones. We'll talk about who they are, how to spot them, and most importantly, how to deal with them. This information could be the key to helping a chosen one stay on their path and fulfill their true potential. So, who are these 5 types of secret destroyers? Well, they might not be who you expect. In fact, some of them might hit a little close to home. But don't worry, knowledge is power, and by the end of this video, you'll be armed with the information you need to protect yourself or the chosen ones in your life. Get ready, because we're about to shine a light on the hidden dangers that chosen ones face every day. These are the people who could make or break a chosen one's journey, and it's time to expose them for what they really are. Are you ready to uncover the truth? Let's dive in. Here's the continuation of the script, covering the next 3 sections of the outline. Let's talk about the first type of person who's secretly destroying chosen ones, the dream crushers. These people might seem like they're just being realistic or practical, but in reality, they're stomping all over the dreams and aspirations of chosen ones. Dream crushers come in all shapes and sizes. They could be parents who insist that their chosen one child needs to get a real job instead of pursuing their true calling. They might be friends who roll their eyes and change the subject whenever a chosen one talks about their big ideas. Or they could be teachers or mentors who discourage chosen ones from thinking outside the box. So, how do dream crushers harm chosen ones? Well, it's all about wearing them down over time. Every time a chosen one shares their dreams or talks about their purpose, the dream crusher is there with a reality check. They'll say things like, "That's not practical," or "You need to be more realistic," or "Why can't you just be happy with a normal life like everyone else?" At first, these comments might not seem like a big deal, but imagine hearing them day after day, week after week. It's like a constant drip of water on a stone. Eventually, it starts to wear away at the chosen one's confidence and enthusiasm. Here's an example to help you understand. Let's say there's a chosen one named Sarah. Sarah has always felt a deep connection to nature and a strong desire to protect the environment. She dreams of starting a nonprofit organization to clean up the oceans and educate people about the importance of conservation. But Sarah has a dream crusher in her life, her older brother, Mike. Every time Sarah talks about her plans, Mike is there with a discouraging word. "Do you know how hard it is to start a nonprofit?" he'll say. Or, "You can't make any money doing that. You should focus on getting a stable job instead." Over time, Sarah starts to doubt herself. Maybe Mike is right, she thinks. Maybe her dreams are too big, too unrealistic. She starts to consider giving up on her plans and settling for a job she doesn't really want, just to please her brother and avoid his constant criticism. This is how dream crushers operate. They might think they're helping by encouraging chosen ones to be practical, but what they're really doing is stifling the unique gifts and vision that make chosen ones special. The worst part is, dream crushers often genuinely believe they're doing the right thing. They might think they're protecting the chosen one from disappointment or failure, but in reality, they're robbing the world of the amazing contributions that chosen one could make if they were allowed to pursue their true purpose. So, how can you spot a dream crusher? Look for people who consistently respond to ideas and aspirations with negativity. They're the ones who always have a reason why something won't work, why it's too risky, or why it's better to play it safe. They might use phrases like, "Be realistic. That's just not how the world works," or "You need to grow up and face reality." If you're a chosen one dealing with a dream crusher, remember this. Your dreams and your sense of purpose are valid. Don't let anyone convince you that your aspirations are too big or too unrealistic. The world needs people who think big and aren't afraid to pursue their dreams. And if you know a chosen one who's dealing with a dream crusher, be their counterbalance. Encourage them to pursue their dreams. Remind them of their unique gifts and the potential they have to make a difference in the world. Sometimes, all it takes is one supportive voice to drown out 100 dream crushers. Now, let's move on to the second type of person who's secretly destroying chosen ones. The energy vampires. These individuals might not seem harmful at first glance, but they can be incredibly draining for chosen ones to be around. Energy vampires are people who constantly take without giving anything back. They're the ones who always need something, whether it's time, attention, emotional support, or even material resources. And while everyone needs help sometimes, energy vampires seem to be in a perpetual state of crisis or need. For chosen ones, who often have a strong sense of empathy and a desire to help others, energy vampires can be particularly dangerous. Chosen ones might find themselves constantly giving, trying to solve the energy vampire's problems, or provide emotional support. But no matter how much they give, it's never enough. The energy vampire always needs more. Here's why this is so harmful to chosen ones. Remember, chosen ones have a unique purpose, a calling that they need to fulfill. But fulfilling that purpose requires energy, focus, and time. Energy vampires suck away all of these precious resources, leaving the chosen one feeling drained, overwhelmed, and unable to pursue their own path. Let's look at an example to understand this better. Imagine a chosen one named Alex. Alex has a gift for healing and wants to become a doctor to help people in underserved communities. But Alex has an energy vampire in their life, a friend named Jamie. Jamie always seems to be in some kind of trouble. One day it's relationship drama, the next day it's problems at work, then it's family issues. And every time, Jamie turns to Alex for help. Alex, being kind-hearted and empathetic, always tries to be there for Jamie. They spend hours listening to Jamie's problems, offering advice, and providing emotional support. But here's the problem. After spending so much time and energy dealing with Jamie's issues, Alex is left feeling drained. They struggle to focus on their studies, fall behind in their pre-med classes, and start to doubt whether they can really achieve their dream of becoming a doctor. All because an energy vampire is sucking away the resources Alex needs to pursue their true calling. The tricky thing about energy vampires is that they're often not doing this intentionally. They might genuinely be going through a tough time, or they might not realize how much they're taking from others. Some energy vampires have been taught that this is how relationships work, that it's okay to constantly take without giving back. So how can you spot an energy vampire? Look for people who always seem to be in crisis mode. They're the ones who dominate conversations with their problems, who always need just one more favor, who leave you feeling exhausted after every interaction. They might use phrases like, "You're the only one who understands me," or "I don't know what I'd do without you," to keep you hooked. If you're a chosen one dealing with an energy vampire, it's crucial to set boundaries. Remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. It's okay to limit your time and energy with people who constantly drain you. You're not being selfish. You're protecting your ability to fulfill your greater purpose. And if you know a chosen one who's struggling with an energy vampire, help them see what's happening. Encourage them to set boundaries and remind them that it's okay to prioritize their own needs and goals. Sometimes, chosen ones need permission to put themselves first, especially if they're used to always helping others. Remember, chosen ones have a unique gift to offer the world. But they can't do that if all their energy is being sucked away by energy vampires. By learning to recognize and deal with these draining individuals, chosen ones can protect their energy and stay focused on their true path. Now we come to the third type of person who's secretly destroying chosen ones, the false prophets. These individuals might be the most dangerous of all because they often disguise themselves as mentors, guides, or spiritual leaders. False prophets are people who claim to have special knowledge or insight that can help chosen ones fulfill their destiny. They might present themselves as gurus, life coaches, or spiritual advisors. They often use impressive-sounding language and make big promises about unlocking hidden potential or revealing secret truths. The problem is, false prophets aren't really interested in helping chosen ones find their true path. Instead, they're more concerned with gaining power, money, or followers for themselves. They use the chosen one's desire for guidance and understanding to manipulate them into following a path that benefits the false prophet, not the chosen one. So how do false prophets harm chosen ones? Well, they do it by misdirecting them. Remember, chosen ones often feel a strong sense of purpose, but they might not always be sure exactly what that purpose is or how to fulfill it. This uncertainty makes them vulnerable to people who claim to have all the answers. False prophets take advantage of this vulnerability. They might tell chosen ones that they need to follow a specific set of rules or teachings to unlock their potential. They might claim that only they have the key to understanding the chosen one's true purpose. Or they might insist that the chosen one needs to cut ties with friends and family who don't understand their journey. Let's look at an example to see how this works. Imagine a chosen one named Olivia. Olivia has always felt different, like she has a special purpose in life, but she's not sure what it is. She's searching for answers when she meets a charismatic spiritual leader named Marcus. Marcus tells Olivia that he can sense her special energy and that he knows exactly how to help her fulfill her destiny. He promises to guide her on a spiritual journey that will unlock her hidden powers. At first, Olivia is thrilled. Finally, someone understands her and can help her figure out her path. But as time goes on, things start to feel off. Marcus insists that Olivia needs to follow his teachings exactly, without question. He tells her that her friends and family are holding her back and that she should distance herself from them. He starts asking for more and more money for special advanced teachings that he claims are essential for her growth. Olivia finds herself becoming isolated, confused, and financially drained. Worse, she feels like she's losing touch with her own inner guidance, the very thing that made her a chosen one in the first place. This is how false prophets operate. They replace the chosen one's inner wisdom with their own agenda, leading them further and further away from their true path. So how can you spot a false prophet? Look for people who claim to have all the answers. They're the ones who insist that their way is the only way, who discourage questioning or independent thinking. They might use phrases like, "Only I can show you the truth," or "You're not ready to understand yet, just trust me." False prophets often try to create dependency. They might tell chosen ones that they can't progress without their guidance, or that leaving their teachings will result in dire consequences. They may also ask for increasing amounts of money, time, or devotion as proof of the chosen one's commitment. If you're a chosen one dealing with a potential false prophet, remember this. Your inner guidance is your most valuable tool. No one else can tell you what your purpose is or how to fulfill it. Be wary of anyone who claims to have all the answers, especially if they're asking for a lot in return. And if you know a chosen one who might be under the influence of a false prophet, gently encourage them to think critically. Remind them of their own wisdom and strength. Help them see that true growth and understanding come from within, not from blindly following someone else's teachings. Chosen ones have a unique path to follow, but that path is their own to discover. By learning to recognize and avoid false prophets, chosen ones can stay true to their inner guidance and fulfill their true purpose in the world. Here's the continuation of the script, covering the remaining sections of the outline, including a conclusion. Now, let's talk about the fourth type of person who's secretly destroying chosen ones: the jealous saboteurs. These individuals might be the hardest to spot because they often disguise their actions as friendly competition or even support. Jealous saboteurs are people who feel threatened by the chosen one's potential and success. They might be friends, colleagues, or even family members who, on the surface, seem to be cheering the chosen one on. But underneath, they're seething with envy and actively working to hold the chosen one back. So, how do jealous saboteurs harm chosen ones? They do it through subtle undermining and sabotage. They might spread rumors or plant seeds of doubt about the chosen one's abilities. They could withhold important information or opportunities. Or they might even try to tempt the chosen one away from their path with distractions or easier alternatives. The danger of jealous saboteurs lies in their ability to appear supportive while secretly working against the chosen one. This can be incredibly confusing and hurtful for chosen ones, who might not understand why they're struggling or why things keep going wrong. Let's look at an example to see how this works. Imagine a chosen one named David. David has a gift for leadership and a vision for creating positive change in his community. He starts a nonprofit organization to help underprivileged youth, and it's beginning to gain traction. David's friend, Lisa, has always been supportive of his ideas. She even volunteers to help with the nonprofit. But as David's organization grows and gains recognition, Lisa's behavior starts to change. She begins to make subtle comments that undermine David's confidence. "Are you sure you're ready for this level of responsibility?" she might ask. Or, "I heard some of the volunteers saying they're not sure about your leadership style." Behind the scenes, Lisa is doing even more damage. She's misplacing important documents, forgetting to pass on messages from potential donors, and subtly discouraging other volunteers, all while maintaining a facade of support and friendship. This is how jealous saboteurs operate. They use their close relationship with the chosen one to gain trust and access, then use that position to undermine and sabotage. The result is that the chosen one starts to doubt themselves, their abilities, and their path. So how can you spot a jealous saboteur? Look for people who seem supportive on the surface, but whose actions don't match their words. They might use phrases like, "I'm just looking out for you," or "I'm playing devil's advocate," to disguise their negative comments. Pay attention to how you feel after interacting with them. If you consistently feel deflated or doubtful, despite their apparent support, you might be dealing with a jealous saboteur. If you're a chosen one dealing with a jealous saboteur, it's important to trust your instincts. If something feels off, Even if you can't quite put your finger on why, pay attention to that feeling. Don't be afraid to set boundaries or distance yourself from people who leave you feeling drained or doubtful, even if they claim to be supportive. And if you know a chosen one who might be dealing with a jealous saboteur, be a true source of support for them. Offer genuine encouragement and celebrate their successes. Help them see their own strength and potential, especially when others are trying to dim their light. Remember, chosen ones often face opposition precisely because they have the potential to make a real difference in the world. By learning to recognize and deal with jealous saboteurs, chosen ones can protect their vision and continue on their path to making a positive impact. Finally, we come to the fifth and last type of person who's secretly destroying chosen ones: the comfort zone keepers. These individuals might be the most well-meaning of all the types we've discussed, but their impact can be just as damaging. Comfort zone keepers are often close friends or family members who love the chosen one and want to protect them. They fear change and the unknown, and they worry about the challenges and potential disappointments the chosen one might face if they pursue their calling. So, how do comfort zone keepers harm chosen ones? They do it by constantly encouraging the chosen one to play it safe, to stick with what's familiar and comfortable. They might discourage the chosen one from taking risks or trying new things. They often use love and concern as reasons why the chosen one should stay exactly where they are. The danger of comfort zone keepers is that their actions come from a place of love. This makes it hard for the chosen one to recognize the harm being done. After all, how can someone who loves you and wants to protect you be bad for you? Let's look at an example to understand this better. Imagine a chosen one named Emma. Emma has a deep passion for social justice and feels called to travel the world, documenting human rights issues and giving a voice to the voiceless. But Emma's parents are comfort zone keepers. Emma's parents love her deeply and are proud of her compassion. But the idea of their daughter traveling to potentially dangerous places terrifies them. So they constantly encourage Emma to find ways to make a difference closer to home. Why can't you just volunteer at the local shelter? They might ask. Or, there are plenty of issues to tackle right here in our town. Every time Emma talks about her dreams, her parents remind her of the comfort and security she has at home. They emphasize the risks and difficulties she might face if she pursues her calling. Over time, Emma starts to doubt herself. Maybe it is safer to stay home. Maybe she's being foolish to think she could make a difference on a global scale. This is how comfort zone keepers operate. They use love and concern to keep the chosen one in a safe, familiar environment. But in doing so, they prevent the chosen one from growing, from taking the necessary risks to fulfill their true purpose. So how can you spot a comfort zone keeper? Look for people who consistently encourage you to stick with what's safe and familiar. They might use phrases like, "Why rock the boat?" Or, "You have a good thing going here. Why change it?" They often frame their discouragement as concern for your well-being. If you're a chosen one dealing with comfort zone keepers, it's important to recognize that their intentions are usually good. But also remember that growth and change often require stepping out of your comfort zone. It's okay to appreciate their concern while still pursuing your calling. And if you know a chosen one who might be held back by comfort zone keepers, encourage them to take small steps towards their goals. Help them see that it's okay to take calculated risks and that growth often happens outside of our comfort zones. Remember, being a chosen one often means charting a new path, one that might not always make sense to others. By learning to recognize and gently push past the influence of comfort zone keepers, chosen ones can step into their true potential and make the impact they're meant to make in the world. We've covered a lot of ground in this video, shining a light on the 5 types of people who are secretly destroying chosen ones: the dream crushers, the energy vampires, the false prophets, the jealous saboteurs, and the comfort zone keepers. Each of these types poses a unique threat to chosen ones, potentially derailing them from their true path and preventing them from fulfilling their greater purpose. But knowledge is power. By understanding these hidden dangers, chosen ones can better protect themselves and stay true to their calling. And for those of us who know and love chosen ones, this knowledge allows us to be better supporters and allies on their journey. Remember, being a chosen one isn't about having superpowers or being perfect. It's about recognizing your unique gifts and feeling called to use those gifts to make a positive impact on the world. Chosen ones are the changemakers, the innovators, the healers, and the leaders who have the potential to shape our world for the better. But to do that, they need to be able to recognize and overcome the obstacles in their path, including the well-meaning but harmful individuals we've discussed today. So if you're a chosen one, trust your instincts. Listen to your inner guidance. Don't be afraid to set boundaries with people who drain you or hold you back, even if they claim to have your best interests at heart. And if you know a chosen one, be their champion. Encourage them to pursue their dreams, even when those dreams seem big or scary. Remind them of their strength and potential, especially when they're doubting themselves. Be a source of genuine support and positive energy in their life. The world needs chosen ones now more than ever. We face huge challenges, from climate change to social inequality to global health crises. We need people who are willing to think big, to challenge the status quo, and to lead us towards a better future. By protecting and empowering chosen ones, we're not just helping individuals, we're investing in a brighter future for all of us. So let's commit to being protectors and supporters of the chosen ones in our lives. Let's create a world where these special individuals can thrive and fulfill their true potential. Because when chosen ones are able to step fully into their power and purpose, amazing things can happen. They can change lives, transform communities, and yes, even save the world. Thank you for watching this video and for being part of this important conversation. Remember, whether you're a chosen one yourself or someone who knows and supports a chosen one, you have the power to make a difference. Let's use that power wisely and create a world where chosen ones can truly shine.